Welcome to the Patriot Cast, your number one spot for everything New England Patriots. Hosted by Billy from Patriot Focus. Now, let's get into it.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Nate. I do a podcast for Bill's Mafia called Circling the Wagons. And yeah, I've been doing this for 7, 8 years now. Love doing it. Loved our conversation last year. So I'm so glad that you messaged me and we were able to put this together, and glad that I can ask you some questions about the Patriots
Me
too,
too.
because you're right. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. Last year, week 18, we're kind of, the Bills were going to sit their starters. You were
Yep.
trying for potentially the number one overall pick. And that there's just no real consequences to that game for either team. But this game is probably the most meaningful game in a few years for both teams,
For both
at least
teams,
matchup
yeah.
wise. Yeah. So no, I'm excited about this. This is going to be a fun game to discuss.
Yeah, so it's gonna be cold. There's gonna be some snow on the ground, which not too much, but maybe a little bit, enough to shovel your driveway. So yeah, it'll definitely be a good game. Patriots, like I said, coming off a bye, also coming off a 10-game win streak. So we'll see if they can keep working through that win streak after the bye. Hopefully they still have the consistency and all that with them. I know the Bills, like I said, are coming off a tough game. How important was that? Was that like a state? I don't want to say statement game, because the Bengals don't have a great record right now. But would you say that game helped you guys for like momentum or something? Or something
Yeah,
like that?
no, that's a good way of putting it, because the Bills won the week before against the Steelers, but and they won pretty handily. It was 26-7.
Yep.
But that win was based mostly off of James Cook in the run game, which is fine, which is great. Like
Yeah.
no one's going to be upset of a win by 3 scores, right?
Yep.
Um, but what's really been lacking this season for the Bills is the ability to get the pass game going. And Josh Allen, who just a year ago won the MVP, right? So
Yeah.
we're thinking that he can start off on a pretty good foot. He struggled a lot this season. With turnovers,
Mm-hmm.
with some poor decisions. Some of the protection has broken down. The Bills used to have like a top 5 offensive line for pass protection, and they've taken a little bit of a dip this season.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how it's gone. And when James Cook fumbled the ball into the end zone last week against the Bengals. Now, mind you, this isn't the same Bengals team that's was 4-8 for most of the season. They had Joe Burrow, they had T. Higgins, Jamar Chase,
Yep.
everything. They were set up to win, because I read a stat that the Bengals are 12-5 when all 3 of those guys are playing the last few seasons. So it hasn't been a lot, but they're a good team when all 3 are playing.
Yeah, like you said, it's not the 4-8 Bengals that we've been seeing all season. It's Joe Burrow, it's Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, the guys that have been, made it to the Super Bowl their first couple of years in the league. So
exactly.
So it's a lot more
like,
than numbers.
It's not, yeah. So this wasn't just like, why weren't they winning? Well, this is a good team, the Bengals. And James Cook, the Bills were down 21-18, and the Bills are driving into the Bengals, and at the 3-yard line, James Cook fumbles it into the Bengals end zone. They recover it, and it was just, what a heartbreaker. And you're just like, yep, okay, I'm ready for this loss, And then all of a sudden, after the half, late in the fourth quarter, midway through the fourth quarter, the Bills got an interception return for a touchdown, which is crazy because Joe Burrow was having a really good game. He was putting the ball everywhere he needed to, and it was just a bad mistake, and it cost them. And all of a sudden, the Bills took the lead for the first time. And not only that, then he throws an interception. The very next play, they get it was crazy. it was a big momentum builder for this team, for this season, for Josh Allen, because he didn't make any mistakes this game. He had a really good game passing. He had a really good game running the ball too, with some good runs. So this is when the Bills played the Patriots the first time, they didn't look like this. If this is the kind of team that they look like heading into the playoffs, they could look really good. But we'll see if it's sustainable.
Yeah, and like for that Week 5 game, would you say that's a very weak Bills? Like, is that the worst you've seen for the Bills this season? Maybe not the worst, but is that their low? I guess you could say.
No. What's funny is, so like at the time, because we didn't know how good the Patriots were at that early in the season, right? Because the Patriots were 2-2. We didn't know they were going to rip off another 10 wins, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever, it's 11 wins. So at the time, we were like, oh, well, that wasn't a good win. You're losing to your division rival. But then, like, I think they won the week after, but then they lost to the Dolphins. The Dolphins loss was the low point for the season,
Yes.
in my opinion, just because the Dolphins.
It's the Dolphins.
Yeah, exactly. At least when the Bills lost 30-13 against the Texans, I mean, you saw what the Texans did against the Chiefs. Like, the Texans have a good.
Texans are a good team.
Texans are a really good team. They're my hidden, like, I was talking to a guy at work about this. They're my. He was saying this, and I agreed with him. I shouldn't take credit, even though he's not going to watch this, probably because he's a Bills fan. But like he was saying, he's like, I like the Texans to possibly make a run, and with a defense like that, man, like they could potentially do that. So no, even the Texans loss wasn't a low point because the Texans have a great defense, even though Davis Mills was playing a quarterback.
Yeah,
not ideal to lose to Davis Mills, but the Dolphins, they looked just as bad, and the Dolphins aren't nearly as good as the Texans. So that was a low point. So no, I'd actually consider the fact that the Bills played really well against the Patriots, knowing what we know now. Like, I think that's not the low point. That's like, I could see them losing a game like that to a really good team. So no, not the same Patriots, but we didn't know that at the time.
Yeah, Mac Johnson said these two games will prove if the Patriots are really playoff contenders. Absolutely. Yeah, it will. I mean, I think we've already proven that with the primetime wins. I mean, even the Bills win. I mean, that's one game, but we faced 3 top 5 defenses at the time this season, and I feel like sure it might be the Browns, it might be the Falcons, but I feel like the Falcons are another one of those 4-win teams that are a lot better than a 4-win team. Oh, yeah. I don't know, but no, I'm excited. And another one of my worries for this game is Patriots have struggled in the first quarter. This is happened 2 or 3 times, more, and now it's just a known thing that they just struggle in the first quarter and they can't get stuff done. This is when it's going to have a big effect, is when we face good teams that play all 4 quarters of football, and the Patriots, I guess, can't. So maybe we got to switch something up. Our run game has been a lot better since that Week 5 matchup. We have broken in, I guess you could say, Travion Henderson, the round 2 rookie, and I just think
looks like you have one of the best young backs in the league right now.
It does. I mean, he looks really good. He a quick back, round 2. So we developed him a little late, but we saw Ramondre Stevenson fumble. That Week 5 game was kind of the end to that fumbling issue for the Patriots. I mean, cross your fingers. The end, we have no clue here in New England because stuff happens a lot around here. So, but the Pats do look to secure the AFC East. They also fight for a top seed in the AFC. So not only are they with a win they secure the AFC East, but they got to keep fighting. No matter if they win or lose, they got to keep fighting to get that top seed. So it's gonna be interesting, and this is definitely one of those games, like Mac Johnson said. It's you're proving yourself to, are you a playoff team or not?
I mean, when we talked last year, Billy, there was a lot of like exciting things happening for New England, with with, Drake Maye starting off. Now he got his, franchise left tackle. They have a good run game. Stephon Diggs is playing like he's 23 or whatever instead of 33. He's looking great. There's a lot of things to like about this team. And I was actually, I'm a Bills fan, obviously, but when I saw the Mike Vrabel hire, I'm like, that was a good hire. That was a really good hire. And even
I
though
agree,
it was a no brainer, and people were like, "Oh, Nathaniel Hackett or whatever only got 1 year." I was like, he didn't. Who was the head coach? It wasn't Nathaniel
Gerard
Hackett.
Mayo.
Sorry. Gerard Mayo. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can see what a difference. Sure they got better personnel, but what a difference a good coach makes to a
like
team.
the locker room. You can, without you being in the locker room, you're basically in it just by watching this team, that connection, all like what they have. It's just so different.
Yeah, so like on a side note, that's one of the reasons Bills Mafia and a portion of the Bills fan base wants to get rid of Sean McDermott, and I'm like, listen, like this team was terrible before he took over, and he led them to the playoffs in the first season. I was like, say what you will, like the Bengals game that they just won was a perfect example. The Bills do not give up, even if the cards are stacked. Like they don't have they don't have any die in them. Like they will continue to fight, which is like a coaching thing, in my opinion. So like, you see Vrabel, even Vrabel, I think got the short end of the stick in Tennessee.
He did.
The time too.
He did. Yeah.
If you're never going to give the guy a quarterback, what do you expect?
I know. Yeah. I mean, with 2019, well, that's all you got to look at. That the Titans run. That was they ended Brady's career in New England.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So no, I'm glad to see that, he's and this is a good rivalry. Like there's no, like, I don't feel any, will towards Patriots. I mean, more than just a divisional rivalry, except the Patriots, like, cause I'm much older than you. They like throughout my like teens and 20s and part of my 30s, the Bills suck because the Patriots. So like, that's not ideal, but the Bills they should have drafted better. They should have done all these other things better.
Yeah.
They would have been a better team. But no, it's a fun time, honestly, in the AFC East. As like, it was fun when the Dolphins were good for a minute, and then, now they're not so good, but like the Patriots are stepping up. So that's like a fun thing. And it's a likable team. Like there's not like, at least you could, as a Bills fan, you could rationalize why maybe Brady and Belichick were kind of like evil in your own mind, even though they really weren't, they were just really good. Like you could justify it, but like, I don't have any hatred, even Mahomes. Like I'm not a big Mahomes fan. I don't hate Mahomes though. I think he's
I'm not a huge fan,
like
but
that.
I don't hate him.
No, I
he's
don't.
Fun
like
to watch.
brother.
I'll give it to him.
Oh, he's fun to watch. I think he sounds like, from the documentaries I've watched, from the interviews, he seems like a good dude. He just he's got a really annoying wife and a really annoying brother, right?
And team, I guess you could say.
And team
tight end at least.
Yeah, tight end, and his team commits a lot of felonies. But besides that, like, he's a likable guy. So like this isn't there's no like bad guy really in the AFC. So
no, I agree.
Even Burrow's likable. Like, I mean, there's really no unlikable guys.
Yeah. Mac Johnson said, a banged up Patriots D-line is going to struggle with Cook this time. And I'm going to agree there. I mean, we can jump down that right now if we'd like. So Christian Barmore, he's been limited this week. We don't have Milton Williams anymore, at least for this game. We will not have him. That's going to be another issue.
Yeah, Christian Barmore is a beast.
And yeah, I know he really is. And then Kairos Tonga, he's chest injury. He has been full. He's practiced full in Wednesday and Thursday, so he looks like he will be playing, which is very good for both our offense and defense. I don't know if you've seen any videos of him lining up at fullback, and he'll line up at fullback every now and then, and he'll pancake at a linebacker or something and go off the next play, and Mike Vrabel loves it. So bring the defense energy and offense energy up. It's great. Get our nose tackle in
You're
there.
too young. Did you ever watch Vrabel play? You never saw him play, right?
No, but YouTube's there, and I'll go in there and watch it a little bit. Because
he used to play some offense too.
Touchdowns,
right?
Yeah, I think there's a stat where it's like, I don't know if this is true or not, but I feel like I've seen something along the lines of like he's caught in almost every single pass he's been targeted in. I don't know.
He? I can't remember. Was he a linebacker or was he a?
He was a linebacker.
Okay.
That played tight end every now and then.
Right there. That was pretty cool. That was a cool wrinkle that they threw in.
Yeah.
I like that. I like seeing guys that are just like back in the day. This is before I was watching football, obviously, but like William the Fridge Perry for the Bears.
Yeah.
Like he was one of the first like 300-pound, defensive line. Like, whoa, he used to play running back sometimes. He takes it into the end zone. Like that's sick. Like that's
it is. It is pretty cool. Even Marcus Jones, he's our punt returner, cornerback, and he actually used to end up at receiver. Now he hasn't done it yet this season.
Because you guys have good receivers now.
Exactly, yeah. And last season, I know Alex Van Pelt. I'm not even going to go into him too much because cannot stand him. But
real quick, can I ask you a question, Billy?
Yeah,
about that? Like, because I'm thinking about like Stephon Diggs and Mac Hollins and Keyshawn Boutte. Like, you guys have a good receiving core. I think a lot of that has to do with Drake Maye, but they've been playing really well. Are you surprised at all that they're playing as well as they are, given the struggles you guys had last season?
I'm not surprised because it's I don't know. It's hard to say. It's hard to say that you're not surprised. Like, I don't know. I'm surprised that we've gotten 10 wins in a row. I'll say that. But I'm not surprised at how this receiving room is doing because obviously, like Drake Maye is doing great, and just the connection, the bond that these guys have. They've said it over and over that like they are just so close, and this is like the closest team that they've played with. So I think we have a good mix of the young guys and the veterans. So we have Kyle Williams in there. Worst case, throw him in there and develop him a little bit. Efton Chisholm, I guess you want to throw him in there, the undrafted free agent from Eastern Washington. So and then we go higher up in there, and then you'll have Stephon Diggs. You have Pop Douglas, who you can throw in there for screen passes, third downs. He's great to have in there. Then you have Keyshawn Boutte, who you can go find 20 plus yards and go get a touchdown. And then you obviously have Diggs, who's just great. You guys know, great all around player to have. So and then like you said, Mac Hollins, who you guys also have had him. You guys have had him before. So it's. I don't want to say I'm surprised, but like I'm not shocked, but I'm a little surprised how they are doing, I guess you can say.
Yeah, I mean, specifically just from a Bills fan perspective, Mac Hollins and Stephon Diggs, I mean, when they were here, like, it stunk losing both of them.
Yeah.
And mind you, Mac Hollins was only last year, so he's not much older, but even Diggs, what is it, 3 years now? He was the best receiver in Buffalo I've ever seen. And when I was a kid, I watched Andre Reed, and he's a Hall of Famer. And I still think Stephon Diggs is the best wide receiver we've had.
Yeah.
Since at least good pairing with your, franchise quarterback.
Because I don't know about you guys, but just on the field, like maybe not only on the field, like he gives a speech to the whole team before every single game, and he just came in here, like Mike Vrabel came in here and revamped this whole team. I can't even just say this offense, the whole team. So he kind of cleared everything out and made it his own program, and I love it, and I think everyone else does too.
Yeah. So the thing, Billy, and all Patriots fans is because he's on a 3-year contract, right?
Who? Diggs?
Diggs, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
So the thing to keep in mind is it always starts out great. It starts out amazing. It starts out way better than you thought it was going to be. The problem is, and everything you're saying, I remember thinking the exact same thing through the first season, through the first 2 seasons, maybe even the first 3 seasons. There were moments that the Bills social media team caught, like Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. Like there's one that comes to mind where they were warming up on the field before Thanksgiving football game, their helmets off. And Diggs says to Josh, happy Thanksgiving to you, man. And Josh says, thankful for you. I'm thankful for you.
Yeah.
And Stephon Diggs says, I'm thankful for you too, man. His voice kind of like breaks up.
Yeah.
He's like, you'll never know how much. And like, it's a really, really good moment between 2 players, 2 friends. And when you see that, you're like, there's no way that they're not going to be BFFs forever.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And we don't know the specifics behind it. We don't know what happened, but
the side eye.
Yeah. Well, it happened before the side eye because he got traded away.
Yeah.
And if Josh Allen wanted Stephon Diggs on the team, he would have stayed on the team.
Yeah.
They weren't just like, oh, well, we think we should get rid of him for a second round pick. They were like, are you okay with doing this? And he had to give his okay, because if he wanted his best receiver there, then they would have kept him. But at some point, it just kind of went sour. And I'm not saying it will against the Patriots. I can only go off what I've seen in Minnesota and Buffalo.
Yep. And Houston.
It's always crazy how well it starts better. And I'm kind of surprised he's doing it at 30. I think he's 32 now. Kind of surprised he's doing it at 32, but I mean, good for him. And good for the Patriots. They're going to reap the benefits of it. And I'm sure he's hungry for a Super Bowl. He's always wanted one.
Yeah. Do you think Benford's a key to stopping him? Good question, Matt.
Ah, man. Benford started off the season really rough.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't remember seeing him too much in that Week 5 game. And I feel like if that is the case, then how is this gonna change? I mean, is the depth of the corners in Buffalo good enough for our receiver sets? Because our receivers, we might not have the best receivers in the league, but you won't find a receiver that you can't rely on in the top 4, I guess you can say. Like I'm okay with relying on Kyle Williams if we have to, in a situation where we have to, but I mean Kyle Williams doesn't even have to be in there. We can go Stephon, we can throw in Booty, Pop, and Matt Collins. Like, is there enough pass coverage for you guys to stop those 4 guys? Not only Diggs, but.
So first, I'll talk about Benford real quick, because his season turned around a lot in the last couple of weeks specifically.
Yeah.
He held DK Metcalf from the Steelers and Jamar Chase to, I think it was like 1 catch for 2 yards and 16 targets. So like he's locking down 2 of the best, if not one of the best, receivers in the NFL, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So much so that Jamar Chase still had an okay game. I think he had 40 yards receiving, but they were in the slot where Christian Benford didn't follow him.
Yeah.
So otherwise, he was all over Chase when he was covering him. So and T. Higgins when he was covering him. So you have and he won, what was it, Defensive Player of the Week 2 weeks ago, and he was almost going to win it this week, but Rasul Douglas had a great game for Miami. But so Benford at least right now, it could change any week. He's playing really well. The Bills on the other side have a combination of Tre'Davious White, their veteran cornerback on that side, but also they're mixing in a lot of their rookie Maxwell Hairston, who's he's a speed demon, basically. It's something the Bills have never had at corner is speed. I think he's like 4.21 speed, right?
Yeah, I know draft time. I was a huge fan of him. He's been doing good, right?
He's been doing well. So he was injured.
Did he get hurt? Yeah.
He was injured up until the KC game or the Dolphins game. I can't remember. So yeah, it's not until like week 7 that he's been playing, but he's shown flashes. I think he's shown pretty well, for a rookie. I mean, you don't expect rookies to come in and be lights out. I think he's shown well in the spots that he's been given, but they've been good not to like put him on too much of an island all by himself too early.
Where was he from? Was he Kentucky?
Kentucky, exactly. Yep. But he injured his knee like within a week and a half of training camp. So
yeah, I feel like I remember seeing that report somewhere.
Yeah, but no, he's doing really well. He's kind of having a down year, but our slot corner is one of the best in the NFL. But he's having a down year. Taron Johnson. So like the Bills secondary in general, they've gotten better this season, and they're one of the best against the pass.
Yeah,
like top 3, I believe, in almost every category.
You're saying the Bills.
The Bills are defensively, but
how about the deep ball?
Sorry to interrupt. There comes with a caveat, though, Billy, because teams have been able to run all over the Bills, so they don't test the pass as much.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just a fact. I mean, there's just not a good.
That's going to change though, because I mean, I don't think the Pats are going to run too much. Maybe we see it with the cold, but I don't know. I mean, the Pats have been relying on their pass game all season, so.
That's what I was going to ask. Like between the two, and I know that they have a good run game going, obviously with Travion Henderson.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I think more of a better pass game.
It's clearly the better pass game than run game.
Because I mean, we haven't. I mean, I don't know. Now we have Ramondre and Travion Henderson. Because Ramondre was hurt, so we've only seen it for a couple games between them two. So I'm worried that the cold might kick into Travion or Ramondre a little bit. Keep the ball secure. That's all I ask you to do, Ramondre.
Where's Drake Maye from? Where's he play? Where did he go to college again?
He was North Carolina.
Oh, okay. So that's not too bad. That's not too cold.
No,
I mean, it's not warm.
He only
sorry,
played one.
freezing.
I think he only played one cold game, or like one cold game in his career before the NFL, and then last year he played a few cold games. I mean, the games I went to were pretty cold, so, and I was bundled up a little more than him. So, Ben Memorita
how do you
says,
look? I mean, he's not like a Tua. Like with Tua can't like win on when it's under 50.
yeah, no, he's not. No, I mean, I can't even compare to last season. I just can't. I'm trying not to as much as I can, unless I get a perfect opportunity to shame someone that was on that coaching staff. Ben Memorita says, is Diggs going to go to the Hall of Fame? I think if he keeps it up and plays like he is playing till 35, he will. But I think he needs to keep it up and keep playing consistent.
You know what's crazy about Diggs is how well he's done with every quarterback he's played with.
Yeah.
Isn't that insane?
And they're all like fairly young quarterbacks too. I mean, maybe not Kirk Cousins. He played with Kirk Cousins, right?
Yeah, but you know that famous catch that he had in the playoffs, like
Minneapolis Miracle.
Yes,
Yep.
yes, thank you. That wasn't Kirk Cousins playing that game. That was
who was it?
He's like a career backup, and he had a
Case
really good
Keenum?
season. Case Keenum, thank you.
Yeah.
That was Case Keenum playing that season. So like he played well with Kirk Cousins, he played well with Case Keenum, he played well with C.J. Stroud, Josh Allen. Like I mean, the guys, I don't know. Like if you look at it from a pure receiving standpoint, I mean he's one of the best out there still.
Yeah.
And he's in his 30s. I mean, what else does a guy have to do just because he doesn't have the draft acumen? You know, like I mean,
Do you think he is right now?
He's one of the best. I'm trying to think of like he's no Randy Moss. Of course, Randy Moss is a freak of nature. You know, like I'm trying to think of the receivers that have gotten in recently. But like, I mean, who would you put above him in the last 10 years for sure? Like maybe DeAndre Hopkins. You know, Calvin Johnson was a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Larry
Maybe
Fitzgerald, if you want to throw. I don't know if
Larry
that might be a little too old.
No, but he was a little too old. But like, I mean, I'd say he's.
Yeah, you have a point. Level. I can't like for guys that aren't under like for over 30 in that case. I mean, Amari Cooper maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, but like Cooper, I feel like even hasn't been as consistent. As
he
Diggs like year in.
He fell off after 28 years old, I think.
And Diggs, you know, to just luck or to his credit, he really hasn't been injured too much either. So like, he hasn't missed a full season from some injury or whatever. He's been
Adams too, Devontae Adams. Sorry,
Devontae Adams. Yeah. So like all those guys you're mentioning, like I would definitely probably put them at this level or higher. But like, there's not a ton.
No, you're right. There isn't a ton.
Tyreek's amazing.
Yeah,
like
he'll go.
Again, maybe
you also
not.
look character issues too. I mean, they will look at that. And Diggs, I don't know. You got to talk to the quarterback, I guess. Drake will put him in. Josh Allen, I don't know. That's where I'm gonna back off.
I think if character concerns weren't an issue, and Randy Moss had character concerns, right? Terrell Owens had character concerns. They're both in.
I mean, how do you keep them out though? At the same time, though, like they're just different. They're a different level of. I don't want to say different level of Diggs, but they kind of are. So
they are. I think Diggs is right now. If he were to finish this season as good as he's playing, I think he's a Hall of Famer. I just don't think he's a first ballot necessarily.
Yeah,
first, but I think he gets in after a few seasons or a few years of voting, or maybe 2 or 3. I don't know, but I think he is.
Yeah. Is Travion Henderson bound for a big game against this Bills D?
Yes.
Yes. I think I don't know. I don't think he's gonna get the touches that we all want him to. I think they're gonna want to run heavy with Ramondre Stevenson. Maybe a 50-50. No, not a 50-50. Probably because we didn't see Ramondre Stevenson until like the second quarter. I think for the Giants game before the bye. So, I don't know.
How have they been splitting up the carries? Has it been
so
50-50?
Ramondre was hurt for. Correct me. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, probably 3 weeks before the Giants game, which is, I don't know. I mean, week 12, I think Ramondre came back, but he probably got 3 kids. It wasn't great. So before Ramondre got hurt, it was mainly all Ramondre Stevenson. At one point, Ramondre and Travion were both hurt, I believe. Or I forget. It was something where Terrell Jennings, the running back, mainly a practice squad guy, got elevated this season and then ended up getting signed to the 53-man roster. He was an RB1 for 2 weeks or so. You won't hear his name much this game though. Actually, he's been out of practice these last 2 games, so you definitely probably will not be hearing his name. But for this Bills game, I'm going to probably go 75-25 Travion. Travion with 75, only because I think they're going to want to be explosive against this Bills defense. And, and I'm just worried. I think we're all worried about Ramondre Stevenson coming in and possibly fumbling the game or fumbling the ball. So I don't really know how it's kind of hard to predict because we faced the Giants last week and we were playing until third quarter where it was kind of 20 point win. So I don't know. We'll see what it does end up being. It's kind of week by week that it changes. There's not really any reports that we'll see either that like Travion Henderson will be the RB1 this week. Ramondre will be the RB1. I think it'll be Henderson this week, but I can't say I'm going to be like, I don't know. Mac Johnson says with the weather, they will go more Stevenson. I'm kind of falling to agree more with that because he'll get the extra yards, but Travion, more explosive, I guess you can say. Higher ceiling, but lower floor, I guess.
One thing to watch for like any Patriots fans watching this game or Bills fans rather, the Bills have never lost a game where they've been equal or better than in the turnover battle, right? So when the Bills had a turnover late, or was it midway through the game against the Bengals, and then they were down 1-0, I'm like, that usually decides it for the Bills. They're done, after that. And then they got 2 more turnovers, the Bills did, and then they won the game. The Bills are 8-0 when they've won or tied the turnover battle. So 8-0 or 9-0, I can't remember.
Yeah, but that even then though, that's
or 8-0 rather,
something to look for.
Yeah, so that's something to watch. So if the Patriots were smart, they would keep it on the ground.
Yes,
as much as they could.
But at the same time, how smart are you when you have running backs that fumble and it's going to be cold? I don't know. I mean and then you look at O-line injuries, and then we have left tackle Will Campbell who's out, so that's Drake's blind side. And not only is Will Campbell out, but Vidarian Lowe is in. Vidarian Lowe is our backup left tackle, and oh god, it's
possible that
it's
the
scary
Bills,
to watch him play.
The Bills get Bosa back this week too. It's very possible.
Yeah,
which he's by far their best pass rusher because they had no pass rush without him last week.
If Bosa plays, who's the other guy? Epinesa.
Oh yeah, Epinesa out there too, but it's mostly Greg Rousseau on the other side.
Oh, well, he's good, right? He's
a really solid run defender.
Oh,
I think
okay.
He's an okay pass rusher. He's good if there's someone better across from him like Bosa, but I mean Bosa, he's 32, 33, like he's not the same player, but he shows.
He still
flashes,
has it though, right?
He still shows flashes for sure. So, but all it takes is one game because the week before when they played the Steelers, they were doing okay, and then he had that one big sack on Aaron Rodgers, which was basically the only sack all game, and then they really got it going. So yeah, I mean he has the ability to. We'll just see if he's healthy enough to, and they might. And knowing the Bills coaching staff, they'll probably put him on a pitch count too.
Yeah. I mean if the Bills are smart, they're gonna be all over Vidarian Lowe this game, and I'm sure for any consistent viewers or anyone who follows me on Instagram, they probably know that I'm not a huge fan of Vidarian Lowe. So I'm also a little biased towards my Vidarian Lowe opinion, but yeah, I'm not. I don't know. He's scary. But
Mhm.
and then we go. We already covered Diggs versus Benford.
Yep.
How about the Bills O line? Is that you already mentioned that it's not too good this season, right?
Oh, their offensive line.
Yeah.
So, um, the Bills' offensive line has been hit or miss in pass protection. Usually, still above average, still a good unit for the most part. Where they've really exceeded this season is run blocking,
Yeah.
and when you have the fact that like James Cook has taken his game to another level, especially after getting the contract, which is what we're all afraid of. When players get those contracts, are they still going to be
Yeah. Like.
as hungry as they were
Mhm.
before? He's
Mhm.
taken his game to he's better than all of us, including me, that like thought maybe he shouldn't have gotten a new contract, at least for as
Yeah.
much money. Where I'm so glad I was wrong because he's playing lights out. So no, the offensive line has been really good, and they've been minus the last couple of games, they've been pretty healthy, but they lost both tackles the week before, and then they got one tackle back last week, and they should have them both
Who is
healthy
that
this week.
tackle?
So they lost Deion
Is it
Dawkins a
Spencer
couple weeks
Brown?
ago. Spencer Brown, yep.
Yeah, Harold Landry, our edge. Sure you know his name from
Mhm.
the Titans. He has been hurt. He's practiced limited on Wednesday, and then did not practice today. But today was more of a physical contact for the Patriots, so maybe they're just taking it easy. I don't know. But that'll be a pretty good matchup in my opinion. Is Euro line Spencer Brown against Harold Landry. So I'm excited for that one. We'll see who wins it. Couple more things. Injury report for the Patriots and Bills. You guys are. I mean, I'm looking at it now, but obviously Mitchell Trubisky. That's not huge for you guys unless it does become, which you got a lot more
No.
problems.
Yeah.
Dalton Kincaid. He's full practice. I want to talk about those tight ends though. I mean, he just came back from an injury, or obviously he's on the
Yeah.
injury report now, but wasn't he hurt previously this season?
Yes. So he's coming off a hamstring and a knee injury. So, and he is the best receiver the Bills have
Hmm.
for like all around, like best matchup receiver that they have. So, yeah, when he's not in there, it's the Bills passing offense uh, takes takes a hit. But I believe he was practicing today. I want to. I
Yeah,
got
he was. He was full today.
his full today. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, when he's healthy, he's good.
Uh huh.
Um,
And the
but
Pats cannot cover tight ends. So that's gonna be something. Definitely a Kincaid Dawson Knox touchdown, or pretty good game for the tight ends for Buffalo. Patriots, when you look at their injury report, Jared Wilson is full both days. He's coming off an ankle injury, did not play the week before, he got hurt in Cincinnati. So it'll be great to have our rookie left guard back if we can. Ben Brown was this left guard if Wilson is out. Brendan Schooler, he's been full. He's our special teams guy. You'll see him on every single punt. Robert Spillane just came on the injury report with his foot injury. He was limited today. If he's out, that is huge for the Bills. That's going to be scary for us because Spillane's kind of the leader of the defense. He's just everywhere on the defense. So, and then Valerian Lowe also on the injury report. So he'll be limited. If that is the case where he's out, Marcus Bryant might come in, our 7th-round rookie who normally plays right tackle.
surprised you guys are that banged up after the bye week.
Yeah, I mean you can only imagine how bad it was before.
I was gonna say, but you guys are winning, so like,
Yeah, exactly.
I
But
can
and then
imagine you guys feel
but
like
I
how.
hate saying this, but then you look at the schedule and it's like the Giants. And I don't like saying the schedule because it's not on us and we're still playing great, but you do have to look into it a little bit. And then Terrell Jennings, who did not practice, and then Barmore, who was full today, so that's good.
But Billy, what's going to be an interesting thing is for the Patriots, like looking past this season when they're obviously having a great season. Drake May's playing unbelievable.
Yeah.
Is that and I don't know if this will necessarily apply to Drake May, but it'll be interesting to see how next season goes, and if it'll with a tougher schedule, with like defensive coordinators really finally getting a chance to hone in on what Drake Maye does really, really well. If teams actually finally start beating him and they can find some weaknesses in his game, because like everyone thought CJ Stroud was the next coming, and like he's not a bad quarterback, but he's not the same as they thought after his first or second season, So Jaden Daniels isn't having a great season. Of course, he's been injured, but like it'll be interesting to see how because what separates the Mahomes is from the CJ Strouds is that consistency no matter what, right?
Yeah.
Like the ability to always play not depending on who your offensive line is or who your receivers are or whatever, who your coach is. Like you ball out still.
Yeah.
Maybe there's small highs and small lows, but like you still steady.
Yeah.
Do you ever get that feeling?
Not as much this season.
I mean, looking forward though.
Oh,
past the season, like are you're not worried at all? Like it's going to be fine, or does that ever cross your mind? You're like, now it does.
Yeah. Now that I think of it, maybe a little bit, but no, I've never
like
really.
Trevor Lawrence. Think about Trevor Lawrence. Like,
yeah,
these guys. I mean, he's not Trevor Lawrence isn't playing terrible, but he's not playing up to where we thought he would.
Yeah, I've actually never really thought about I've never thought of it that way. I don't know.
I mean, it's just what separates Drake Maye from being a really good quarterback to being a top quarterback.
Yeah. Question in the chat: if the Bills fail this year, do they move on for a new coach?
So I had an interesting. I was using ChatGPT or some AI software to go through the Bills' most recent drafts because I have this internal debate with myself whether it's the coach's issue, whether it's the GM's issue, whether it's the coordinator's issue, and why the Bills were not as successful as they could have been this season. And if it were up to me, I don't think they get rid of Sean McDermott or the GM after this season, no matter what, even if they lose in the divisional round. Or the wild card round.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they do that unless it's just an awful showing somehow. But I do think the owner starts to think about it.
What about OC? What about Joe Brady?
Joe Brady's gone after this season no matter what. I mean, he's going to probably take a job in college as a head coach or somewhere else as a head coach.
I wanted him in LSU. I like LSU, but Lane Kiffin works too.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, LSU. Yeah, didn't they just get Lane Kiffin?
They did. Yeah, I like Lane Kiffin. But
I heard he might go to Penn State.
Yeah,
there's options for him no matter what.
I only thought Joe Brady for LSU because he's been linked up with LSU before. I think
he was their passing game coordinator when they won
I think something like that.
Yeah, no wonder he had success as the passing game coordinator for a team that had Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and Justin Jefferson.
I mean,
how did you succeed?
How do you not succeed from that?
Exactly.
So for some predictions,
Tom Brady, Randy Moss, and Calvin Johnson.
I know.
This team might win the Super Bowl this year. Yeah.
If you don't succeed, then you should get fired. So for some predictions, we're gonna start wrapping this up. What is your final prediction for the game? Like, do you think the Bills, the winner, and the final score prediction, and let's say 2 guys to look out for either side?
Yeah, no, good question. I think it's going to be a close game. I mean, the spread right now is only 1.5 in favor of the Bills.
I'm kind of surprised the Pats are underdogs.
Yeah, I think it's all recency bias. That's the Pats couldn't play last week, so the Bills did. They had a great win.
Yeah,
where they put up 39 points, right? So, I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's within 3 points, like the spread says. I think it's going to be like a 27-24 sort of game.
Oh no, you didn't. I have the same exact score.
Was it really?
Yeah.
And I think it honestly, like I mentioned earlier, it all comes down to the turnovers. And last time it was 24-21 Pats.
Yeah.
And the Bills had 3 turnovers and the Pats had 1 turnover. I mean, I'm just going based off of the injury report you gave me and the fact that the Bills are for like the first time finally healthy. I give the edge to the Bills, but I mean, if you told me the Patriots won that 27-24, like I wouldn't be surprised. So that's my prediction for that one. as far as players to watch out for, Dalton Kincaid was a good one you brought up earlier. Their tight end, the Bills starting tight end. He's a good to watch, like in the seam. Like he'll make plays down the seam. He's not real shifty, but he's got great hands.
Yeah.
And he's got size. So like he's kind of like a poor man's Gronkowski for us.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think he's a tight end that you can just always rely on. I'm not sure. I don't like. But is he? Is it kind of that?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, he's had issues. He had issues last season, but he had a really bad knee injury he was playing through that we found out about like later on. So I think the talent is there. He's showing up when he's healthy. It's honestly just health is his biggest issue right now.
Yeah.
But on the defensive side of the ball, you're talking the Patriots obviously have a good pass offense. We mentioned Christian Benford, a name that you could watch for, who hasn't made any splash plays the last few weeks, but this is his second season. He's coming into his own as safety. He's uber athletic. He was like a 9.0 on the RAS score, relative athletic score of the draft and the combine. The Bills don't usually draft good like athletic safeties, just like football-minded safeties. So this Cole Bishop, he's the safety out of Utah a couple seasons ago when he was drafted, and he has been playing really well at safety for the Bills this season. And we like. I mean, he's a good tackler when he's asked to go down into the box, and he's made some plays, some really good plays. He actually basically won them the game against the Saints because he picked off. Why can't I think of their
Tyler Shock?
Thank you. The quarterback, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, who is it? Who did you say?
Tyler Shock. When was
no,
it?
No,
It
was Spencer Rattler.
Spencer, yeah.
Yeah, he was. It was early in the season. So, Cole Bishop picked him off. Like he's had some flashes. Yeah. So that's someone I would watch out for on the defensive side of the ball. And if it comes down to it, I mean, it's going to be interesting either way. But those are the two players I have not mentioned yet. Wait, did I give you someone on offense? No, I didn't. I said
Dalton. You gave me
Kincaid again. That's a lame answer. Let's. I'd say, I mean, Khalil Shakir's their number one receiver. When Keon Coleman's had issues like effort issues, showing up to practices late, so I'm not going to say him. What's going to be interesting is they have a rookie tight end. You're talking about tight ends being a potential issue. Their rookie tight end they drafted this season, like the 5th or 6th round. His name is Jackson Hawes.
Where was he from? It wasn't Georgia Tech, was it?
Oh no, it wasn't. I'm sorry, it was a UConn. I apologize. Yeah, it was UConn.
Who?
No. Was it UConn?
The tight end, Hawes.
Yeah,
it was either. It could have been UConn. I don't know.
State?
I'm throwing out Georgia Tech. I forget. I'm gonna look that up.
I thought it was Georgia Tech. Now you got me thinking. But he. Let's see.
Sorry, I just got off. It was It was Georgia Tech and Yale.
Was it Georgia Tech? Okay,
yeah.
Georgia Tech and Yale.
25 though. That's
older. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he came out of college as this really good blocking tight end, like the best blocking tight end like there was in the draft. And you're like, oh, well, and he has been good. He hasn't allowed any pressures this whole season or any sacks, either one of those.
He's 250 pounds. I just saw that too. Well,
he's a monster.
Big.
But what's crazy, Billy, is like if there's a potential that he could catch a pass, and he's done so several times this season, and he's got decent hands. He's not the most shifty guy, but like he's reliable. So when you're talking about play action, you're talking about them drawing attention to one side of the field. He might leak out the other side. Like he makes plays, and I have this stupid stat. It makes no sense in the grand scheme of things, but I like to put it up. The Bills are 8-2 when he catches a ball, right? So it doesn't.
Yeah,
it doesn't
it doesn't matter. But it's something. It's just something to look at too.
They got him involved, so like he's a dark horse candidate for offense.
Mm-hmm.
Where like if you see him getting going, like and he'll never get going for more than like 2 catches for 30 yards, right? But he's a dark horse. Like is he in there for blocking, or is he going to leak out? Like you don't know. He's kind of a cool dual threat.
Yeah.
What about you?
For me, I'm going. So I said 27-24 Patriots. That'll. I don't know. That could change later on if the injury report does look bad for New England. I don't know. We'll see. But right now it's pretty
You're
much
saying Pats, obviously, right? 27-24 Pats.
Yeah, Pats. Yeah. I don't know. I can see us getting the division here. We're at home. I don't know. I just feel like we're ready. But it all depends on how we come off. Like, I know in the first quarter that you guys are going to win the first quarter. I know that. I'm just going to accept that now.
Bills start slow, though. I'll be honest. The Bills do start slow this season.
We probably start slower, though. We start like we were against, I don't know, the Saints. And we're letting up a 50-yard touchdown. Or no, just a great drive against the Saints. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, I don't know. But, I mean, Bills have won the division 5 straight years, and I think this game could put an end to it with a 27-24 win for the Patriots. One offensive guy, I'm gonna start defense, actually. One defensive guy that I'm really going to be looking at is Del Pettis. He's a safety, undrafted guy from last year. He's from Troy. He a lot bigger of a role last year than this year, but since we've upgraded safety a little bit, Jalen Hawkins, he's been in there. I've liked him. But we had a lot better safeties. We had Jabril Peppers and Marcus Epps earlier in the season. In the off season, we cut both of them, which is pretty weird. Traded Peppers, we cut both of them, I think. Anyway, but yeah, Del Pettis, he's someone you'll see come in 3rd and 4th down if we get to that point, and he'll be that pass coverage guy that'll be on the tight end. So 3rd and 4th down, I think if Del Pettis is in there, I'm not too worried about Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox. But 1st and 2nd down, that's a total different story, especially if Robert Spillane is out. Offensive side of the ball, God, I'm gonna say, I don't know. I'm in between. Obviously Drake, he's kind of an obvious though. Pop Douglas is definitely someone I'm not even trying to be biased because because I interviewed him. Yeah. But
yeah.
Pop Douglas is someone that I'm gonna be looking at. It's only because short passes, he'll get a lot of yards after the catch. And then one more thing. How's the Bills' deep ball? Is it deep ball coverage anyway? Is it good or is it
They've actually been, for the last, ever since McDermott's been there as their head coach, like they've always been a bend but don't break defense.
Okay.
They're really good at limiting explosive plays, so they don't usually let guys get too far down the field. Like I think it's only happened once or twice this season where a guy's actually gone for a touchdown for more than like a 20 or 30-yard pass. It's actually pretty decent.
All right, so yeah, only because if it's terrible, Kayshon Boutte would be my guy. But since it's cold and the Pats are probably gonna want to, even Diggs. We haven't mentioned him a little bit, but he could be a guy that pops off against his former team once again. I know last time he did, he broke 100 yards and had a great game. So yeah, that's my prediction. Pop Douglas and Del Pettis, those are my guys that I'm going to be watching that aren't obvious watches. And maybe throw in Vidarian Lowe if he plays too. Give him some credit because he did good last game. He held up pretty well, especially with Abdul Carter and that scary Giants pass rush. So I'll give him credit there, but who knows? Comment section was pretty good tonight. Thank you to Mac Johnson. We can always rely on him. He's my cousin. He came on the show. He came on the Patriot Cast earlier in the season. We made some predictions. He is the most he's pretty negative when it comes to the Patriots, but he says he loves them. So who knows?
Dude, you gotta have that. You have to have some negativity. You can't all be like, we're going to the Super Bowl, but you can't be like this team.
I'm always like that though. Like last season, I wasn't as bad. This season, I was like, no, I like this team a lot. And Mac, I was thinking like 12, 13 wins, and Mac kind of brought me down to 11. I was like, you know what? Maybe you're right. And then now we're here. So but. Nate, thank you as always for coming on. It's a pleasure to have you on. It's always fun talking to you. And so where can we find your work? Where can we find what you do with the Bills?
Hey, Billy, thank you so much for having me on, man. This was a blast. It's
Of
always,
course.
it's been like I'm honored. Excuse me, getting over a cold. I'm honored that you asked me to come on, and then like it's a pleasure being on here. So if you're interested in anything Buffalo Bills, you can find us at CTW Pod, which is like at Circling the Wagons Pod uh, podcast, and we're on all social media platforms. We honestly, I spend a lot of that time just doing memes and fun stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just all comedy, like and trying to laugh through the pain as a Bills fan, and then
Don't even
also
talk about pain last season.
yeah
No, it's probably
yeah
tough because, yeah.
yeah so like with their but it's a fun podcast like this has
hmm
been for us. So we're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We're part of the Buffalo Fan Base podcast network, which is basically
Nice.
the creator started Bill's Mafia. So
Oh,
Del
that's
Reed,
cool.
or whoever you think of that started Bill's Mafia, like they basically help run the site and the podcast network. So it's
Nice.
a
That's
really cool
cool.
group of guys. So that's
Yeah.
why I'm glad to do this. I'm glad to talk to you, because I plan on using hopefully some of this video on our live stream so folks can see your work as well.
Thank you.
So
Yeah. Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah. No, this has been a pleasure, man. Like, I mean, I nothing but love, man. It's cool to see how well you're doing, at such a young age.
Thank you.
I wish
Yeah.
I wish I was doing this when I was your age and had gotten started. I'd probably be a lot better. And it was
No, you're
it's
good. You're great at what you
no,
do right now. So no,
no,
thank you.
this was fun. Yeah, yeah. Thanks to everyone that chatted
Yeah.
in the thing, man. It's as fun as it is a rivalry. Like, man, it's all like I joke over social media, but it's all just fun, man. Like we all
Yeah.
have had teams that have been good. Not our team's never been as good as yours, but like and then teams that suck. So we all know what the
Yeah.
pain is like in the great times.
We
So
both do. Yep. Mac Johnson said he's gonna go into your chat next podcast. So that's something that
nice,
you're gonna want to be aware of.
nice. I'd take it.
No, but yeah, thank you so much for joining. And next Bills Pats meeting, I know who I'll be having on
Yeah,
next.
I gotta have you on ours. I gotta be the one grilling you with all the good questions, because there's lots of stuff that'd be fun to discuss. But you hit on so many that I didn't honestly have any more
Yeah.
for you. So it's just gonna be a good game all around. So I'm really excited
Yep.
to see it. And honestly, either way, like I obviously want to win, but I mean, at least losing to a team like the Patriots, like it doesn't sting as bad as it could like against the Jets or
The
the
Jets or the
Dolphins.
Dolphins. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Well, make sure to go follow Patriot Focus on Instagram, TikTok, any social media platform. Thank you for everyone who listened tonight, and go Pats for my side of things, and go Bills for
Yeah,
Nate's
go
side of
Bills for
things.
my
So
side. Yeah,
once
yeah,
again, thank
absolutely.
you, Nate, for coming on, and yeah, everyone have a good night. So thank you. There we go. Nate, thank you for coming on again. It's always a pleasure to have you on. So.
Dude, no